I've been to prison twice in my life. I've been arrested over a dozen times, but I actually been to prison, New York State prison, twice in my life. The first time from 1998, and I was released in 2003. Cause attempt murder, which was dropped down to an assault one. That's pretty much how they do. I wasn't outside just targeting, innocent people. That's not the type of blood that I was. When I was a child growing up, I hated bullies. Feel me? Wagner Projects, where I grew up at for the first 16 years of my life, 17 years of my life, there was one bully on my side of the projects. Wagner separated two sides. You know what I mean? From the FDR to First Avenue is considered the back. From First Avenue, Second Avenue side, that's, the Ave, quote unquote. There was this specific bully in my hood named JC. Anybody from Wagner or probably from the east side know who JC is. My son used to call himself, I know what his government name is, and I'm not gonna reveal that. But he claimed it stood for Jesus Christ. You heard? Like my son, he was older than me by about 2-3 years. Brown skinned brother with light eyes. You heard? Nigga looked spooky when I was a kid. You heard? But he was an Israelite. And son he used to bully everybody, even niggas his age. Like, JC was ill, bro. But, and, as, I grew up, I was growing around Duke. Like, I realized that he really wasn't bullying me. I don't know about anybody else, you know what I mean? That he used to harass, whatever. But me, he wasn't bullying me. He was teaching me and running me away from these bozos that I was hanging out with. He was teaching me how to defend myself physically. He was teaching me how to throw jabs, hooks, etc. JC was teaching me how to fight, bro. A lot of us ain't grew up with fathers to raise us and or positive male role models. We all heard this phrase, the Lord works in mysterious ways. And like I said, I didn't realize what his reason for, bullying me, quote unquote, was for until I got older. It was like, holy shit. And I remember being in prison. My first bed. And where there really was dudes bullying, extorting dudes and all that. And like I said, I was blood. Me personally, I was never with that extorting. Even though that's what what gang was doing, I was never on that type of time. I never oppressed the weak. I never bullied the weak. You understand me? I never bullied weak people. I would bully or defend myself against people who would try to bully or take advantage of me because I was light-skinned. I ain't gonna lie, I grew up with an ill complex, thinking I was light-skinned, and niggas just think that they could say or do whatever to me. I'm talking about when I was in jail. From Rikers to up north, my first bed. I was never that homie that you could put a gun in my hand Gun meaning a razor. Talking prison, lingo. A knife in my hand, an ice pick, and be like, yo, go shoot him. Or, because I used to see that. I used to see that happening. And, I would get it, because it used to be war with Latin kings or whatever the case may be. And I used to see that going down. And sometimes, let me keep it a buck, sometimes it wasn't even a Latin king or Nieta that you had to fight on. It was somebody who the initiator had a personal problem with. So my whole thing is like, why you don't shoot him? That's, you the one got a problem with him. Yo, telling you, bro, like I said a couple days ago, like, New Yorkers are ill, bro. Manipulation is crazy. And, it's sad, bro. It's sad the way that men, black men, Puerto Rican men, because you got Puerto Ricans, this blood too, who will put you on the front line to risk your freedom or your life. Because like I said, nowadays ain't anybody scared to get cut. Niggas will wash you up. You cut me, I'm going to wash you up. You heard? You're going to wish you ain't never cut me. You heard? Like the fools that did this. I need you teenagers and you dudes in your 20s and in your 30s. Like, I get it. You feel that you can't, drop your flag or stop banging or denounce your set, whatever. Because you scared. You scared, bro. You scared. It ain't that, yo, nah, that's gang. You scared, bro. You scared. You scared to walk by yourself. That's the bottom line. You scared to walk by yourself. You need them. Let's just be realistic. You need gang. You need gang. You need gang because without gang, you ain't nobody. Listen, man. Before Terrence Gordon, before T-Bone turned blood in 1997, I was everybody. I've been getting girls. I've been getting money. Even, regardless how I was getting it. I've been getting attention. You see where I'm going with it? I've been accepted. I used to hang out in, mind you, I'm from Wagner, I'm from Uptown. I was hanging out in Brooklyn before I turned blood. I was hanging out in Bronx and Soundview with the real Blazers before I was blood. Yeah. I had God brothers. I mean, I'm Muslim, I don't even believe in that, but you know what I'm saying? That was on Cozy Corner. Come on, bro. Before I was blood, I was outside before I was blood, bro. But one thing that I learned and realized and is a fact is that blood shit in New York City, I don't know about no other towns. Clearly it is all over the United States. That should put a target on me, bro. That should put a target on you. That should put a target on us, yo. Come on, yo. I remember once upon a time, yo, you would cut somebody. I remember, yo, I cut this individual back in like 1995. Now I don't know drill or nothing like that. I was hurt. And I used to be wild. Not that I couldn't fight, you know what I mean? But I played video games a lot, and Mortal Kombat was one of my favorite games. So whenever I would beat somebody up, I used to have to end it with a fatality. And mine was that razor. I'm gonna keep it 100. And the point I'm trying to get to is before that blood shit went viral in the city in 1997, I had cut somebody and got out the next day from 100 Center Street in Manhattan. You cut somebody now, whether you in jail or on the street, correct me if I'm wrong, leave it in the comment section like the bro say. But from my understanding, it's 7 or better. And that's all because of what Bloods did to New York City. And when I say Bloods, I'm not talking about the day ones. I'm not talking about the Shaquells or the Mandus. I'm not talking about, you know what I'm saying? The CKs. You dig? The Dizzies. I'm not talking about the big homies who was in prison, making it safe for the black brothers. to be comfortable during their bids. I'm talking about in the streets of New York. Niggas made it hot. Niggas made it hot where you can't even defend yourself properly without going to prison, bro, and doing the minimum 5 years, bro. And now y'all niggas out here, y'all ain't even cut no more. Y'all niggas just straight going for the kill. Y'all straight going for the kill now. For what? For what?